Coach, how was practice?
Eerily similar to the last 20 spring practices that I've been to, the last 20 years, but a little different this year in the respect that we got a new offense that we're putting in. But with the new rules, you have more opportunity to get players up to speed prior to spring ball starting. You know, we get walkthroughs and things like that we didn't used to be able to have. And so I thought for the first day, offense did a nice job. Relative to how much they have in, still mistakes made, that need to be corrected. There always will be, but when you look at where we are, day one, with a new offense, I think we handled it pretty well.
How much does Devin Dampier playing under Jason Beck last year? How much is that kind of help?
Huge. That's huge. I mean, that to have Devin, who's completely versed in this offense and knows the intricacies of it, the ins and outs of it, is a big plus. Isaac Wilson's really done a nice job picking things up as well. He was looking good today as well.
We kind of talk about the identity of the offense. Obviously, new look, new coordinator, new quarterback, new running back even.
Yeah.
What do you think the identity of this offense is going to be heading into next year?
Well, we'll see how it evolves, but Devin Dampier, you know what he did last year. He put up some really good numbers, throwing the football, rushing the football, so it was a very prolific offense. Wayshawn Parker, he's a dynamic running back. We've got a very good offensive line, at least we think we do. We'll find out, but we think we've got a solid front. Receivers, we've got to sort that out. That's probably the one position on offense that needs the most sorting out is the receiver spot. Tight end, Bentley is really the lead guy right now. In that respect, as far as the attached tight ends, and then Landon King's a guy that can do a lot of things in an H-back type of a role, but we'll see where it goes. I mean, obviously you want to play to the quarterback's strengths, which is what we'll do, and we know exactly what those are based on his production last year in this very offense.
Did you anticipate the OC and the new quarterback coming in as a package deal?
That's ideal. It was something that we hoped would happen, but it wasn't the top priority. But that was to have the OC and the quarterback coming from the same system is a bonus, and that really has accelerated things.
But it wasn't a surprise then?
No, not a surprise at all. In fact, if you look around the country, that happens quite often.
Across the country, teams are sort of preparing for the house settlement, revenue sharing, and so forth, and you've talked a lot about that. Curious on your perspective on the enforcement arm that, will be sort of policing deals inside the revenue share and third party. I mean, do you think it brings more hope? I'm curious on your perspective on that.
Well, I'm not really exactly sure. I don't think anybody's really positive the exact details and how it's going to go down. They're still, when is it, April 6th or 7th, somewhere in there is the final, expecting a final call on how it's structured, but it may get pushed back further than that. Who knows? But I think everyone's going to kind of wait and see how the enforcement goes and what's how much teeth there is in it, and just what the whole situation is. I couldn't tell you right now.
With so many new players, it seems like the vibes and the culture seem a lot more upbeat and positive.
Yeah, a lot of juice and energy on this football team right now, and that was evident all throughout the winter conditioning that this team really has a lot of positive energy, and that's a good thing. I think the infusion of a bunch of new players, not that the old players were bad, but just guys that are new to the program and a new coaching staff that's got a lot of energy, and so I think that is very apparent that's a big difference from last couple of years.
Obviously, it's still early, but how do you feel about the defensive tackle room?
D-tackle room is solid. We had a couple, one, Aliki Vimahi, he's the real veteran of the room, but Dallas Wakala, he played a lot of snaps for us last year, but beyond that, we're going to have a couple young guys step up and be contributors this year.
Easy decision to come back?
For me?
For you.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, easy decisions.
Speaking of decisions to come back.
Okay.
What's that?
One more. Here we go.
I was going to ask you about Alex Jensen and just
Oh,
your role in
yeah.
bringing him back.
Well, I don't. Alex and I had a conversation, but I'm excited about Alex being here and got all the respect in the world for him, what he did as a player, what he's done as a coach since he's been here, and I'm excited to see what he does with that program. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate that.